That's okay. So yeah, again, hello everybody. So I see that Neil, Bertrand, and Fred already presented themselves in the chat. So again, feel free to present yourself in the chat, how long you've been using WeWeb and your proficiency, and then use the question and answer tab like as Bertrand is doing to ask questions that we'll answer on the fly. And if needed, we'll invite you on stage. And today I'm still with Florian, Chief Product Officer here at WeWeb. I'm still Q, so in charge of marketing. So today we have Neil. Hey, so Neil was here, I think, at the last office hours. Bertrand from Locasoft, relatively new WeWeb user, but already some very special issues. I hope they are not too big. Fred from Toronto, no issues today, just here to learn. That's cool too. And again, if you want to learn, by the way, and you don't have any questions, we are posting the replays on YouTube. So you're not obliged to follow everything like right now, but it's cool to do this too. Gina, hi again from the USA. Almost finished with our WeWeb site setup. Hopefully you finished with Mapbox because I think you are using Mapbox. And Nicola from Telework. Hi. So hey, everybody, we'll begin with the first question. Almost done with Mapbox. Nice. So the first question, I think, yeah, so this is a big one, maybe for Flo. So Bertrand is asking, we are creating a project management system for translation agencies. Each agency has its own Supabase database. A user logs in with their email address, password, and tenant name. Sorry, don't know to pronounce it the English way. But like tenancy is a concept that having like multiple apps, for example, for multiple users. But yesterday I discovered that it is not possible to use multiple Supabase connections in WeWeb. The reason I cannot use a variable for URL and API key in the connection settings. By the way, there is the same problem with Xano. Using the SQL plugin works perfectly. One can even indicate the schema for a table using a variable, but you say that it's not safe. REST API plugin, I then tried using the REST API plugin to connect to Supabase, as this plugin could be used to configure multiple connections, projects with different URLs and API keys. However, this doesn't work, and error is always reported. By the way, what's the advantage of using your Supabase plugin? Alternative one, use our own PostgreSQL server and a subdomain or schema for each client. Alternative two, duplicate WeWeb project, but then I would have to replicate changes. So I think the main question is like how to do multi-tenancy with Supabase. And maybe we can invite you to have like the full explanations, because I don't know if you want to use subdomains, because using different subdomains is not possible with WeWeb. But yeah, let's get you on stage, Bertrand. And hopefully we'll get the full...
I can answer the question about why using the Supabase plugin. So right now, indeed, it's more to ship faster, because you can quickly gate your tables, and then when you need to make a request, we display all the inputs, so it's easier for you to bind. But actually, we are working on this plugin this month. Many tickets are in the pipe for this plugin, so many new features will be done, especially to use the last JavaScript client library. And hi, Bertrand. And so you could basically use anything that is in the JavaScript SDK in WeWeb, visually speaking. So the idea is to give you really everything that you can do with this SDK in WeWeb. So it will be much more easier to do this with the plugin instead of using the REST API.
But
so
yeah,
I can
maybe
wait.
yeah.
So you can wait for this, but it doesn't answer your issue though. So by managing multiple databases in one project, so I'm curious why it didn't work with the REST API. It should actually.
Well, I tried, but I didn't succeed. Maybe I should try a little bit more.
Yes. Well, we could try together, or if you struggle doing this with the REST API, please create a post in the community, and we'll help you to manage this. So normally it should work, because the REST API just what you could do is to store your keys into a variables, and then depending on who is connected, using the proper one. But I don't like that, because it's not safe.
Yeah, because variables are stored in
Missing
the
for a
front end.
second. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the best way for you would be to have another database with all your credentials, and depending on who is connected, you would make a request to get those credentials, and then you would make a REST API call to get the proper data. So all the credentials won't be stored into the front end for everyone. I mean,
Yeah,
so,
that was my idea also, to have a table which is not in the client's, let's say, domain, and read the key and everything from this table.
Yeah.
But there's another issue. If it's not in the same, let's say, Supabase project, how can I access this table? You know, I have a Supabase project for...
well, I guess your main Supabase project could be that one, and then you would have to do it in REST API right now, because indeed you can add only one project into the editor. We are going to support multiple configurations, but it's only to manage environments, like having a different project for staging, a different project for reproduction, and for the editor. But you won't be able to have as many as you want like this. But this is a good point. Actually, I didn't have this
It
one in
depends
mind.
on their SDK though, because last time I checked, I'm not sure you can change the projects using their SDK, because the instance will change. So if it's not possible in their SDK, we won't be able to do this using the plugin. But that we need to double check the docs for the V2.
Yeah.
I think you could create multiple instances, Supabase instances.
Yeah, okay.
If you use the SDK.
Most important thing
This
is
an interesting point, Bertrand. We may be able to trick with some JavaScript, but I would need some time to figure out how we can do this. But yes, right now, normally it would work with the REST API calls. So you should be able to call
I will check again.
any project. I don't see why it wouldn't work. And yes, and for security reasons, you should put all those credentials, all those keys, even if it's public keys. I think it's better to have them into a database instead of having everything into a variable.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. For me, the most important is that everybody uses the same app, and I don't have to duplicate apps, because well, then I have to change every 100 apps.
Yeah, I understand. But it must be difficult for you if you need to do some migration to on every databases. Do you really need all those databases for every one of your agencies? Why not having just a big one with everyone into the same one?
You mean, yeah, I already saw this. I saw some information about that, having a key in the record which distinguishes between the different clients. I don't know if that makes it too slow. I don't know.
Normally, no, if you've got an index, because back in the days, I was trying to create a startup back in the days, and I was like working on multi-tenancy also, and you've got several strategies to do it. So one is to have different projects and different databases, but as Flo said, it's a pain. It's really useful if you have like really big enterprise customers, but otherwise it's a pain. Otherwise, you can have like several tables and use, no, in Postgres, you can use also like the schema or something that you said, like specify, a route to a table. And the last one, the easiest one, is just to link to a user in each table. And normally, if you have like even millions of records, it's still fast if you're indexing the foreign key. It's just like if you have like billions and billions of records, it can begin to be slow. Yeah.
Okay, that might be a good solution.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I hope you're not hearing my dog is yelling right now.
Okay.
Nice. So Neil is asking a question about collection. So let's invite Neil on stage. So the question is, I have a collection list of comments inside the side panel that overflows its container so it can be scrolled inside the side panel. I want the list of comments to start with it being scrolled to the bottom upon load. Tried some JavaScript, but couldn't get it to work. So hi, Neil, it would be really interested to see what you want to do exactly.
Yeah. Every
Yeah.
day I come with a very specific problem. I know every single time. Let me share my screen here. Okay, so you guys can see the screen now, right?
Yeah.
You can see the WeWeb screen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So I have you guys have seen this already. We have approval items here, right? And I want to give clients the ability to leave comments on this, which I figured out, created a side panel here. Only thing I cannot figure out is how to get this list to start at the scroll position bottom, because I couldn't figure out the pagination because of the different sizes of the comments. So the size was dynamic anyways. There's going to be scroll regardless. So I set overflow hidden on it. I'll show you guys the JavaScript I run actually as I open up the button. So after
maybe Flo has the answer, because I know that's me. I would ask Copilot.
yeah,
But yeah.
yeah, okay. I from what I understand, it has something to do with DOM not being loaded before this JavaScript right here is run, but I'm not.
Yeah, you cannot. Well, I can say something about this. You can use documents in WeWeb, but you need to select it in the Explorer. So could you go to the third tab where you have your collections?
Sorry, say that one more time.
No, you can stay here. You can stay here in your code.
Oh, in the JavaScript, right?
I was in the JavaScript, sorry. I was a bit quick. So in here, you see the first word is document.
Yes.
Yeah.
You cannot use document here like this, but I will show you how you can. So can you just go into your data? I think it's in the browser variable. So in your collections, just below.
Oh, in my collections, okay.
In the data explorers. No. Sorry. In here, yeah. In
Click
the
this,
data explorer. Yes, just below where you have your data. Yes, in here.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's if I remember well. Can you scroll? In document here. Yes. Click on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, replace document by that one. Yes.
Replace it. Okay. So I would highlight this. That is cool. I didn't know you could do that. So before the period as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And you can remove documents.
I didn't know as well that we had the shortcut now.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. So now this should work then?
No, you've got a second document.
If the code works, but it should work better at least.
Okay, let's see.
No, you've got a second document in the script.
Yeah, the second document too. You need to.
Oh, second document. So same thing. Replace this right here.
Yeah. To explain to people why is because the app is in an iframe actually when you're building.
In the editor. So what you did would work on the published application. But if you need to make it work also in the editor, you need to do that.
So now it'll work in both of them then, editor and in the live?
Exactly. So now you can test.
Let's test this out.
Hopefully, finger crossed.
Hopefully. Okay, wait, should I refresh the page since I probably changed the scroll position? Okay, almost there. I don't know why it takes these ones specifically so long to load. Okay. Click that. Looks no, maybe I'm using the wrong. Let's see what that says again.
I think it's because maybe you're waiting for the whole document object model to be created, which it's the case because your page is displayed, but you don't want the document to be mounted. You want the model to be mounted, I think.
Yes, I think you're right. The model is not here. It should be the last thing you do. So you would have to display it and then scroll. because if you use
display it and then scroll. Okay, so
Yes.
then
yes, because it's not in the DOM yet.
okay, so change variable value, approval comment modal open, and then run the custom JavaScript, right?
Let's try this.
Maybe a little timeout will be needed though. Yeah, because I think it's too fast. Mhm.
So add a time delay then, maybe like a couple seconds.
Yeah, but the time delay is not. I mean, that could work. That's not ideal. The main way would be to wait for the model to be displayed. But yeah, we'll need to change the JavaScript.
We need the yes and watchers, but we are
Okay,
thinking about
so I mean, I can figure it out how to change it using, I guess, AI or something. So you're saying I just need to wait for
so let me
comments
check the
container to
code.
load?
So add listener, document content loaded. No, you don't need to do that. I think you can just use the LM scroll top. Yes, the line 3. 2 and 3.
Line 2 and 3, okay. And what do I do with
think
these?
you just need those 2 lines. You don't need to wait for, because you see in here you are waiting for DOM content loaded, but it is already loaded. So this code will be never.
We'll always,
yes.
run like.
So just copy paste 2 and 3. And
Copy paste 2 and 3. So duplicate it?
Yeah, just copy paste them. And 3 and 4. Sorry, 3 goes to. Now you need just release those 2 lines. You can remove everything else. 2, 3, 4.
Oh, so remove 2, 3, 4. You're saying, right?
Yes, just before the bracket. Yes.
Basically,
Okay,
you
so
just keep what's inside the function.
Yes, exactly.
oh,
You see
just
you've
keep
got-
what's inside the
Yes.
function. So get
Exactly. So you can remove this, the bracket 2,
the bracket 2 and what's before this as well.
and everything that is before. Yes, the bracket here. Exactly.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know what's. Okay, so like that then.
Now for sure it will be executed. So let me just check for get from document dot get element by ID. So you did put the ID on the container, right?
I believe so. Let's double check that comments container with this capital C. Let's confirm that. Sorry, I don't know why it's going so slow.
You need this log action queue to be able to debug.
Okay, so close a couple programs. Lagging.
You love the design though.
Thank you guys. Oh, what have I done? I think I have too many programs running. I'm exiting Slack and whatnot.
Okay, so if it doesn't work, like last time, I will create a post.
Yeah, that's totally cool, dude. I don't want to make you guys sit here forever and have to do this. That's always my biggest fear.
No,
Okay.
don't worry.
No worries. We're here for that. But basically what Flo has suggested is that we have something in the roadmap, maybe not like yet, to watch, for example, when an element is mounted, for example, like created, and then you could use this to say, then I want to scroll. But that's something we need to add in the product though.
Oh, I see. Okay, and here's that ID, by the way, comments container. It is not on the collection list though. It is on. Do you think that's the reason it's not on the collection list? It's on the wrapper of the collection list.
Maybe.
So let's change this.
It needs to be on the one where you put the overflow. Yes, exactly.
That would be not this one. Yeah, that is the wrapper actually. The overflow scroll is on the wrapper. So then leave this here, right? Comments container.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think it's gonna be a bit more complex than I'm gonna have time for here. So I'll just wait for, if you figure it out, you can post it in the community and tag me, Flo.
Yeah,
That'd be
I will
awesome,
tag
dude.
you.
Yeah, sorry to give you some homework, man.
It's never an easy thing to do, just for our logs. Just for us, it was even difficult to do this by coding. So this is normal to struggle with those things.
Okay, nice, dude. I appreciate the help again, guys. I'll look for that comment on the community tab. I have another question, so I'll see you guys in a few minutes. But
see ya.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, by the way, when we are not able to answer, Flo will answer by creating a thread on the community website. We took this decision because we don't have time right now to do 2 office hours a week. So hopefully this will help for like really big questions, because sadly we don't have answer to everything. Fred has a question about breakpoint, so I will invite him. Hey, Fred.
Gentlemen, how you doing?
Fine, and you?
Doing fantastic. Okay, quick. Let me just get to the right place here and share my screen. Okay, hang on. How do I share my screen here? Sorry about that, guys. I was
No worries.
okay. Let's just share my browser.
Okay.
Let me know when you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see it.
We can.
Okay, so the question is, it's kind of a comment and a question. So in the controls at the top here that switch back and forth between desktop and tablet and mobile, you have these handles on these things. And my question is this. I'm assuming that this is some kind of tool or something that you guys have added with these handles on it. But when I'm designing in, most of my apps or my app is mobile first. So that's the most important breakpoint. And your app shows the breakpoint at 400 pixel width. And I'm designing for iPhone screen, which is 375. And so every time I want to have to go and check the size of this thing, I have to keep moving this thing back and forth. And the control itself is, I'm finding it quite flaky. Like if I get down to a certain size, so let's say I'm at 350, for me to go to find 375, right now, even as I'm lowering, I'm trying to close the thing down and it's actually increasing in width. So this control here that I have on the right-hand side doesn't seem to be working very well for me. And I don't know if that's just a bug in that control, or if there's something I can be doing differently. Ideally, I'd love to just say, hey, I want to be able to view this mobile at 375. But even if you can't do that, I'd be happy to just change this if this thing worked right. And so I just want to know if you guys know anything about that, or if you have any plans, or if there's anything that can be done about that. It's just very frustrating because every screen I use, I'm constantly going back and forth and having to check to confirm that everything works right at 375.
Okay. So right now it's not in the pipe, but this is interesting.
Like, should I log this as a bug, or?
You could log it on feedback.weweb.io because that would be an improvement. Yeah.
No,
okay.
It would
work. Because I challenged you guys to open up one of your own files in the editor and go to mobile and try to set that to 375.
Yeah,
you'd be frustrated. I'll add it as a comment.
The best answer would be to be able to edit it on the top manually, to type in your 375 and just remember it when you go back.
But do you also want like new breakpoints? Because by the way, like the real breakpoint in WeWeb is 400. Like when you resize, it's only visually. Like we only have like 3 breakpoints. I think you talked about it last time. And that would be an improvement too, like having to set your own breakpoints.
But
good. And I think I had put another question in there, but I can't find the questions now.
No worries. But yeah, that would be like changing it on the top would be an improvement. So for this, yeah, feel free to add a ticket and feedback that we have so that because we do read every ticket, and then we'll prioritize them and keep you updated.
Sure, because I know you guys have your tool has been designed desktop first, and everything flows down from that. I understand the reason why you did that. I talked to your founder about that when I first got into WeWeb, and he said, yeah, they used to have it the other way around, and then people got confused by it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, but I also know that there are also lots of designers out there who are building mobile solutions or mobile optimized solutions. So that's great. And I'm not able to see the other questions.
What I can tell you is that in Q1 next year, so starting in January, we are going to be a bit more focused on mobile features, like everything a PWS supports, basically. So as we are going to be focused on those features, we are going to be a bit more focused on those things too. So for sure, we are going to improve this view with more mobile things. But I keep in mind at least to be able to edit manually the size of the screen and just remembers it in local storage, for example, when you go back.
That'd be cool. Okay, good. Thank you very much, guys.
No worries. Okay, Theo is building a multi-page form with conditional logic. And okay, so basically we can answer this question without inviting you because it's really quick. Actually, I think we even have like a tutorial for this, but basically the idea is that Theo wants to do a multi-page form with conditional logic to know which page to go, and he doesn't want to refresh the header and the footer. So to do this, you should use linked sections, and I can even show you by sharing my screen. So let me take a minute. So normally you should see my screen, and if I go in WeWeb, let me add the cursor and go to a project, because I've done this like minutes ago. Okay. So here you see I have a page with a navbar, and I don't want this navbar to change when I'm going to another page. And when I edit it, I want the changes to be the same in every part of my app. So what I can do is that on another page, so here, what I've done on this page is that I used a linked section. But I will show you how it works. So for example, here, when you go to the add panel, you see here in your projects, you have multi-page sections. And when you click on them, you will see all the sections that are currently in your project. So here I will search for my page, and you see I have my navbar. So I will drag and drop it. And here you have a specific option to use, which is either create a copy, so it will be a different copy, or create an instance. And when you create an instance, it's the same element across the pages. So if I were to change, for example, sign up to get started, and now I go back to my first page, you see here it's also written get started now. And this section would stay when user navigates between pages, so it won't be re-rendered, so it will be really fast to load. So you will have the same.
Exactly. This is why it is an SPA, because when we say we publish an SPA, so a single page application, it doesn't mean that you don't have multiple pages. You do have multiple pages, but all the sidebar, menus, footers won't be reloaded when you change a page when you are using these multi-page sections. This is how SPA works.
Yeah, and if you're, because you're telling us like in the chat that you see them blinking and getting re-rendered, are you sure you used linked? Because when you use linked, if you make a copy, it's not working. If you really use linked, normally it should. Otherwise, it's a bug. But that's weird because we use this feature all the time. And I've done a video, like a tutorial video, like 1 hour ago, and I didn't see any blinking. So I'm not saying you're wrong, but maybe you didn't use the linked section. Otherwise, feel free to report a bug on support.weweb.io.
It blinks only on the editor, not on the published app.
Yeah. On the editor, it blinks because it gets re-rendered, but on the published app, it won't blink because it's still, because basically the app you see in the editor is getting re-rendered all the time. The published app is actually the built app, so it won't get re-rendered.
Yeah, we should add a line to explain that.
Yeah, like for authentication, because I know that the rules for authentication are not respected in the editor, and that's what we meant to do, because you don't have to log in every time you want to go to a page. But yeah, there's some slight changes between the editor and the published apps. So Gina is asking a question about confirmation emails in Supabase. So let's invite her. Because I've done some in Xano, but I don't remember how to do it in Supabase, to be honest. So I will let Flo answer this one. Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Yeah, so we're like almost done getting this set up. I'm almost done with all the Mapbox stuff, but now I'm trying to have it send like a reset password email or whatever through the workflows. And I finally have gotten it to the point where it actually sends the email, but then the link that's in the email like doesn't do anything. So I don't know if I'm setting up the workflow wrong or if that's like something I need to edit in Supabase, but yeah, if you could just like explain to me how I should be setting that up, that would be wonderful.
Normally, this is a Supabase configuration.
Okay.
You need to remember.
So I just have in the, should I share? I'll show you.
You can, yes,
yeah.
It would be easier.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I had just this before, which is just like the Supabase like forgot password type. So then that sends the email, but then I didn't know if I was supposed to like add anything after that or
No,
like
this is for after. This one should only send the email. So your user will receive the email. And this action needs to be on another page. So basically when this workflow is triggered, you should then display an email has been sent to you. Please check it out.
Okay.
Something like this. And then on the Supabase configuration, you're gonna need to put the link of the page, if I remember well.
Yeah.
And don't we have a tutorial for that? Let me check.
I think Joyce just released a new mini course on using WeWeb and Supabase on YouTube. So I think she's done it. Yeah. There's a whole playlist. I need to find it back as well. Let me check. But yeah, because Supabase, from what I remember, then you will have to set up the link in the project templates. So you have the email templates, and then you set up the link. And if it works like Xano, I think it should work. They will send also a special token.
Yeah, there's like an access
string.
token in it.
Yeah,
yep.
And then you can use it in the reset password action, because basically this token will authenticate the user.
Okay. So then that would take them to a different page. Like I have this page where they enter the email, but then they would go to a different page and then it would be
exactly
change or
and like on page load, yeah, exactly. You would check this token and change the password when the form is submitted. So let me check. Yeah, the playlists built with Supabase.
Shortcut. So you do have a section for reset password flow. And so
Oh yeah, is
everything.
this the, sorry, I think I just found the video. Is it setup forgot password flow with Supabase and WeWeb from 3 weeks ago?
Maybe because I think we released so many videos. Sorry, I don't remember, but I think so. Yeah.
You do have the reads on the doc with the video on the link I just sent. So
Okay, cool.
you can check this out and just create the page, and it should work.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
sounds
you would
good.
use the login with magic link. Pretty sure it's this. Then,
Okay.
because what you
Yeah.
do when you do a reset password, but that would maybe help everybody. Like it's the same for Xano, Supabase, or custom backends.
Yeah.
Is that with the token, you log them without a password for just a small moment, and because they're
Right.
logged in, now you can change their password.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay, that makes sense. I was just missing the piece that I need like a second page after
No
they
worries.
get the email then. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And we've got one another question from Neil. So it's time to get back to Neil. Okay. And I think we can check back the script you sent, Flo, because there is a typo in the script. That's why it doesn't work. I've seen that there's too many quotes.
Oh, maybe.
All right, I am back again. And
Nice.
yes, I tested it out. I removed that double quote. I saw that as well. It's still
Nice.
yeah, I don't think it's working yet, but it's okay. We can figure it out another day.
I think you need to cheat in here. Just don't use the full container, but add a div just below and scroll to that div.
Ah,
This is what
that's smart.
Oh, that is
I think this is the
smart.
trick.
Okay,
I think this is the
that's a
trick,
good
but
idea. Let me write that
I
down.
need to check that out.
Hacking his way through. Nice.
And scroll to that div. I like that. That's actually a really good idea. Okay, so let me get to my current question. This one is pretty straightforward, I guess. So this software is very project based, right? Like it's in things nested inside of nests. So we have, and I might be logged into the wrong account here. We have clients. Inside of clients is funnels. Inside of funnels are pages. And the way the way I have it set up right now is I just have like a template for the page, a template for the funnel, and I populate it with a variable, which would be like current funnel ID or current page ID. And all this information is kind of filtered / populated through that ID. Nothing changes in the URL. I was wondering if in your guys' experience, if that's kind of best practice on how to set up a software that's very nested like this, or?
I mean, you're using variables in the path and then filtering from these variables?
Not even from the path, no, just internal variable.
Because what I would do if I were you is using like the same page and using variables in the path so that it's visual for the user also, because the user can get back to the page later. And then you use the variables from this URL to filter what you do in the UI.
Okay, so then I guess, let me ask you this. So
you can also share links.
Can also share links. What do you mean?
Yeah, but for sharing links, you would need the variables in the URL too.
In the URL too.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So then I guess my question would be then how that's set up. So right now I have it so that once this is clicked on, it changes the variable current funnel ID to whatever this item's ID is. Would that, how would that work?
You would do a change page and changing the variable. When you do a change page on a page which has a URL, a variable in the URL, sorry, in the change page action, you can bind the variable.
Okay.
That would change in the URL, and then when you're in the page, on the page, you would use this variable, and that's much clearer because the thing is like using variables that are invisible to the user. If you go back and forth, the user will be completely lost. Whereas if you use URLs, as Flo said, you can like share URLs and get back to specific URLs from your browser, you know, history.
I see. That makes sense because sometimes I would click back, for example, and it wouldn't reset that ID, and
Yeah,
stuff would still be populated. Like, for
that's
example,
how most web apps works. If you think about Airbnb, for example, or Facebook, you always have the ID of the current house or the current search in the URL. And the page for the houses, for example, on Airbnbs, they are all the same. It's just that they are using the variable from the URL to do an API call and filter the results, you know.
it's not that they have millions and millions of pages.
No,
it's
actually it's one page. Yeah.
I see. Okay, that makes a see that's exactly the question I had. I just didn't understand kind of how that
No
works.
worries. That's programming concepts more than no
Yeah,
code, but
exactly.
yeah.
Programming
Yeah.
concepts I haven't learned yet. Okay, nice, dude. That makes
You can
sense.
check the dashboard. You know, when you log into the dashboard on WeWeb,
Yeah.
check the URL. You'll see you've got
I'll see,
Even in the
okay.
editor, you've got the ID of your project and the ID
Yeah,
of the
it's this,
page.
right?
Yeah.
UUI, is this UUID?
It's a
Yes.
UID, and the first one is the
But,
project, the second one is the page of the project.
I see. Okay, nice. That makes sense then, guys. That is it for me on that one. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that.
No worries.
All right. Oh,
Yeah.
actually, sorry, really quickly.
Yeah.
One last thing, a quick question. For rich text editor, so I'm building this like, document editor, I guess you could say. For the custom, I guess let me just pull it up. So if I click edit here, it's going to pull open the bar here. And I noticed there was the custom menu option here. So I guess what I'm confused about is what goes here. Like, so I'm assuming I can create my own custom icons and then map these actions.
Yes, exactly.
And where is that action mapping done? Is it through this right here, tag to edit? I thought that's just for styling.
No, if you need to do your custom editor, so
I'll just add a
if you-
sample button here, for example.
Yes, add something inside and click on it. Go to workflows. You can create a new workflow, and it's called component action.
Oh.
And in here you should see all the elements that expose actions. And so
I see. So this, for example, I see what you're saying. Okay, so I have all of these actions I can control with custom icons.
So this is the first step to components.
Yeah, that's cool.
All big components we have, like calendars, data grid, and Kanban, will be split into small pieces like this. So you will be able to customize everything yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so same, and that exists for Kanban as well now too, the component actions?
Not yet, but this is
not yet. Okay, nice.
This is the vision. We're going to split everything, and then you're gonna have component features that you will be able to wrap that into a component and then create your own instances. So when you need to make a change, it change everywhere.
I see. Okay, that is cool. Okay, nice.
I think Joyce just released a video on this, but it's really new too. So yeah, feel free to check it.
Okay, nice. Thank you so much.
No worries.
And
all right, guys. Thank you again.
The tutorial for you with dynamic pages and variable in the paths.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
You can check that.
All right, guys. Thank you so much again.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
We have questions from Pascal, but I'm not sure. I don't get the question, so I will invite you on stage too. About the table, so maybe a data grid fed by collection. And I don't know what you want to do with this, so let's just wait.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, hello. Yes, sorry, my question is not clear because I hit enter before. I didn't
No
question, so you have the full question below.
Okay.
I'm brand new to WeWeb, so my question is very, very basic. Maybe I could share my screen to show you.
Yeah.
Plus. Sorry, I'm not used to Zoom, so I'm just trying to find.
No worries. I'm only getting up to speed with it, so I think it's a running gag every office hour, me and Zoom.
Can you tell me when you see my WeWeb screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So there on the right, I have a very simple table, which is linked to my fact table from Airtable. And this fact table contains some campaigns, some media campaigns, on campaigns for one country on a given budget. I want to end up, I don't want a table with all campaigns. I want to resume this information by country. Hence, I want to have only one line for each country with the sum of the budget from all campaigns for the given country. But I don't know. Sorry?
You want to group at
Yeah, I try to group through the formula, but I want to sum by country, basically.
and then you need to okay, well.
I think we have a video especially for this use case.
Yes.
Also.
Really?
Yeah, because we've been asked in the past. But yeah, you can do this with Flow. I will try to find the video if you want in the meantime. Let me check.
Let's try. So, so can you select, yes, this collection list and go to your items? Yes, perfect.
So for the moment, my formula is very straightforward because I don't know how. I tried many things. Maybe I have to create another array from my campaigns collection. I don't know.
Oh, Pascal, I'd like to try something.
Yes.
I'd like to try the AI. Let's try it live.
Oh, I tried with AI a lot, but okay.
It didn't work. So let's try. So return. So let's select the data before. So can you go to to your collection campaign and
by the way, I just sent the video in the chat because from what I understood, you'll be using a filter by key, and we have a tutorial on this.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So can you
go ahead.
Can you data the first one, the array? Yes, this one. Perfect.
Okay.
In here, can you just show us what's in data?
So the value I want to sum is this one.
Gross budget, okay, and you want to group by country. And country is an array because it comes from a select.
Yes,
right?
Yes, sorry, country comes from another table. In this table, I've got the country ID, and the country name comes from my collection country.
This is why you struggled, because it is an. Can you open it? Can you open country? Yes, this is why. But I remember seeing a value in here. Don't you use a lookup in your data?
Yes,
because you have Italy in here.
Just there.
If you click on the text on Italy or France or Germany, just the text, you are on the container. This is why. Yes, this one. And can you show us how you bound that? Yes. Can you click here? Okay, you did a lookup. This is why, and you are using, I think, another collection for this, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, so we can try to use AI. Let's try it. But we need to provide also the.
I'll go back to this one.
Yeah.
A nice test. Okay, let's try. So in here, just select the data of your campaigns, just the array, and then select also the country, the country collection and data. Perfect. So in here you can say return campaign items groups by countries. Let's try this. Yes, of course, he did it like this.
Yeah, when I try to do goodbye, like that's goodbye, but it's not exactly what I want.
Yeah, this is normal because you're gonna need to display also the name of countries. Okay. Give me a second to check if we can do it quickly with formulas.
Yeah, because the thing is that because of the lookup, the AI is not knowing all the values you can use in country. So
I think you can explain.
Yeah.
You can tell him, but we need to be a bit more explicit in the prompt.
Yeah.
But now in here, it could be a bit more complicated.
And would it be easier to have a computed column in Airtable that gets the country name as a string then?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, it's just one example. So the point is, I don't want to do a huge fact table, having all the information coming from my other related table, because that's true for country, but that's also for media, for vehicles, for many things. So
Yeah.
I don't see the point if I need to have a huge fact table as if I have an Excel file.
Yeah, but that's the thing with Airtable, because Airtable is very different from other backends. So it's not like embedding the data the same way as a Xano Supabase, but I think it's possible, yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, it's possible. But I will just take a moment to write the formula in the community, Pascal. I will do that. I will do that later. Just can you show me again your table so I can just use something similar? Oh yes, you need to select your collection lists. Oh, you can undo yes things. It will be much more easier. Okay, perfect. So you've got country.
Some people are suggesting solutions in the chat. Maybe that can work too. I don't know, like adding the country name when you fetch the collection, these kind of things.
Yes, you can do that too.
Yeah.
You can add the lookup into a column, in your.
Yeah, like a formula in Airtable. Yeah.
Yes,
that would work too. Yeah.
Do that. It would simplify things, but I
like
the challenge.
But as a quick fix, you can have a column which is a sorry, Flo, you said the formula, I just forgot it, like a lookup. No.
Yeah, it's a lookup. It's called a lookup too in Airtable.
But does it mean that when working with WeWeb, I shouldn't be using tables related to one another?
Yes, you can. It's better to do that because if you need to,
that's what I saw.
Use the data later, it's better to use those lookup. But well, I will create a post with this use case and
great.
show you how to group by, because there are multiple approaches to group by with items, because you need to create an array of arrays. This is why it's
that's what I saw at the end. I thought I will create another array from my first collection.
You cannot bind to an object, and this is something maybe we should think about, to be able to bind to an object and iterate on each keys of that object. It makes things easier sometimes, especially for those kind of use cases.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Well, I'm quite happy to see it wasn't so obvious.
The trick, yes, was with the lookup, but it's nice use case.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so we have a question from Fred. I will answer it without inviting you, because it's really simple. It's just that you need the logic, but it's asking, how do I change the background color of a div while clicking tapping? So what I would do is, if I were you, I would have a variable which contains the color of the div. Then you bind the background color to this variable, and every time someone is typing in a field, you can have like an on key unchange basically workflow or on key down or key up, and then you change the value of this variable using this workflow. And because the background color is bound, it will automatically change it. So it should work normally. Sorry, I'm trying to go really fast. Sorry, I see question in the chat. Please ask them in the question and answer tab, because otherwise I won't see them all. And I take them by order. And then we have a question for you, Flo, from Finn. Is WeWeb planning to introduce a dedicated PDF creator plugin that allows for detailed customization and formatting, integrating seamlessly with no-code platform? And if yes, can you give me a little idea how it looks like and when it will be released?
It is a good question. So we did an exploration with multiple PDF packages and solution, and basically it was not that satisfying because many times you need to have a server to manage more things. And we don't want to create a big plugin with a server behind to manage PDF. So right now, the best approach is to do that with the NPM plugin we just released. It won't always work depending on the package you select. We are iterating on it right now to improve it. But if I remember well, we do have one package that works well with PDF. Let me check its name. Because I think it was a use case for Joyce. Maybe not that one. Okay, oh, I can't find it right now. So you can check for packages managing PDF. Keep in mind also that you can do window.print in JavaScript that will just convert your page displayed on your application into a new tab for PDF. And this works really well for many use cases. But if you need page break and dynamic pages inside, this is where it works not well. But I think you can find a nice package with NPM and check the documentation and use it mainly in code. Oh, you do have
just sent a PDF video, but it's just a window.print, as you said. So it's for simple use cases.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Neil. Hopefully we'll answer all the questions, even if we are a bit late. But sorry if you have to go. Otherwise, next time we'll try to answer them really fast. So I see the new question is about magic link reset password with Xano. So hopefully the question, when we answered Gina on Supabase, it helped you, Elise. I don't know if you still have the issue, but it's exactly the same thing we explained to Gina. No, different problem. So then we'll invite you. Okay. I've got it working already. Nice. Another part to fix then. So I'm invited you on stage. Hey.
Hello. Hopefully you can help me figure out some place to debug, because I can't tell if this is a Xano problem or a WeWeb problem. So I'm gonna share.
Yeah.
So what is happening is if I do, so I've got all the steps working. The reset password itself works. The link works. Oh, just kidding. Well, I can't even show you how it's not working. Basically, what's happening is when you come through the magic link, it will redirect you back and skip the reset password page. So I have the URL set to /reset password, but when it brings you back from the magic link, it just skips it entirely and goes straight to login. And it doesn't do it in the editor. So I have it set up here where, you can check it in the editor, and there in the editor, it works fine. But when I deploy to staging or prod, it skips this entirely.
Is it
Is your reset password page public?
It should be.
No, it's not. This is why.
No,
yeah.
reset password shouldn't be. Forgot password is.
I forgot password, yeah.
But here,
but
on the reset password page,
on your Xano, it was like reset password in the variables.
Yes.
So this page is protected, so
You need
people
to
can't reset that password.
Sorry, say that again.
Like people, when they go to the page, they are not authenticated because you have to use the token to authenticate them in the workflow. So the page needs to be public.
Oh, that is so obvious.
No worries.
I knew it was going to be something so dumb.
And the editor doesn't respect these rules. That's why.
It's not there.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was like, it's working sometimes, but it wasn't working. Like it's in the editor, it was fine, but not always on prod. Okay, so that makes total sense. I'll go change that and deploy it and see if that works. Because I was like, everything else is working. It's completely set up. What am I missing?
Yeah.
Hopefully
That's the small things
everything.
that are hard to catch.
we like this kind of issue.
Yeah, and it was hard to test too because you have to like go through the whole thing, and it was working in the editor, and so I was like, okay, what's going on? Anyway, I will send you a note on the community if that helps, if that works. Thank you so much.
But that's good feedback because we added the logs in the editor, and maybe you should add logs when someone is like redirecting from a page to another, for example.
Yeah, that would be super helpful when I was trying to debug this, because in the browser, when I click on the magic link, it like SendGrid makes a different URL and it sends me to a different page, and that was just completely opaque. Like I couldn't figure out where it was actually getting the wrong URL. That would be awesome.
Yeah. So we'll add this for sure. So
Awesome.
hopefully it will work.
I'll go try it and let you know.
Nice. See ya.
Thanks.
Great day.
Bye. Okay. How many questions do we have? Oh, we still have a lot. I don't know if you're taken, Flo, after.
Yeah, I can take 15 minutes.
50 minutes? Okay. I'm in a hurry too, so sorry. We'll try to be really quick. Theo, another question related to the multi-page form. What would be the best way to handle the previous buttons, since the previous page to link will vary depending on each user's answer? So what I would do is that I would store all the steps, in a variable, in a big variable, object variable. And when you go back, a bit like what we told Neil, like when you go back to the previous page, you would use data from this variable to display it on the page. So basically you have the whole state of what the user answered in your pages. And also you've got, if you want also to change the page, maybe you can also have the previous page inside the object. And then what you can do is that when you do a change page and you go back, you link to this specific page from the variable. But I don't know if that's the easiest for your use case. I'm thinking doing a multi-step form on the same page would be easier, maybe using conditional rendering, because navigating between pages is not the easiest thing. But we have a template coming for multi-step form, so hopefully it will help.
We do, but let me check. I think there is a JavaScript line to just go back to the previous page. And we could create a native action for this.
Yeah. Okay. And then we'll have to give the page ID to change the page. Exactly. So Flo is checking. I will take the next question. Sorry, I'm getting a bit fast to answer everybody. So it was about this too. Fred, question regarding setting a div to be sticky to the top of my screen on desktop, but on the bottom on mobile. You could use bindings for this. Like the sticky, like I think it's bindable. So let me invite you again. But I think the position could be bound, and then you bind it according to if you're on desktop or mobile.
something like this.
Hi, sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, let me real quickly share my screen and I'll show you. It's probably a quick answer. Okay, so here I have a mobile screen, and I have a bar at the bottom that says you have unsaved changes. You know, if they change to a field, it's not functional yet, but this is how it's going to look, and then the user would save that. Now, when that's on the I want it to be on the bottom on mobile, but on my page on desktop, I would like this bar to be up at the top. And the way I have it set up on mobile is in my editor, you can see for this div, I have this set to sticky, 0 pixels at the bottom, and it works fine. Everything's working fine. But when I go to, sorry, I have to get this menu back up here. When I go to my desktop,
you would like click it at the top, right?
Yeah. So in this case, I've set that to 0 pixels at the top, and yet it's not doing that. It's staying at the bottom.
Because it needs to be absolute too.
I don't know what that means.
The position, it's not sticky.
CSS absolute is saying that you're positioning the div absolutely on the screen. Like, because in HTML, you see like everything is positioned relative to another. But absolute is like you're getting out of the flow and exactly positioning this at a precise position on the screen.
Okay, thank you. That did it. And further, just a quick clarification of a question that I was asking before, which is how do you color the background of something when somebody is clicking it and only when they're clicking it? It wasn't an input field. So I have this on mobile. I have my menus, basically the way they work is on mobile, I have like a Twitter kind of style menu here. And if I click into one of those items and I go on to, first of all, when I get here, I don't want this menu to be highlighted because they haven't chosen a page yet. So basically the contents of the page is hidden when this menu is still out. If I select this menu, then it goes to that page. When I come back here, I don't want it to be highlighted here. And currently it's just it's when I have a variable that says selected object, selected item. And this is just a formula says it's gray when the selected item equals league info. But I want a different function, like a different functionality on desktop. So because this sidebar, it's a custom sidebar that I built, is always going to be visible on desktop. Whatever the currently selected item is, I do want it to be colored, which works fine on desktop. But this, because I have this kind of specific thing that I've done for mobile, what I'd like to do is I'd like to just say on mobile, if you click this thing, it just changes color while you're tapping it, such that when I go here and I come back, it's not going to be selected.
No active colors. Okay. Can you show us how you did this color in here? You may have
color. Yeah, sure. Yeah, so that was just a where's my color here for this thing?
Background color. Yes. And so you bound that. Okay.
Yeah, so I said if the selected admin equals league info, then this color, otherwise this color.
You did it like this. So for links, okay,
yeah, because you could use the active link state, but it won't change the problem with mobile and desktop.
But you could just put a transparent background in that case, so it would work.
Oh.
So okay, let's try something. Okay, so instead of adding a formula here, we are going just to create a new state. So can you, yes, but we could undo what if we make a mistake. So
You know what? I'm gonna go to a different page because I have a duplicate page here that I've been playing around with, and I'll do this work here, so it won't be disrupted.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
We
So
just
if I
need
go on this, unbind this.
Yes. And we need one more link in here to link to that page, to the page you are currently on. It won't work.
Yes. So I have a workflow right now that basically, if it's mobile, then what it does is it hides the menu. So that's a sidebar menu.
Mm-hmm.
It hides the menu, and then I have the content of that page is set to, there's a condition on it. So if I say where's my section here? Page body.
You can stay here. Let's try anyway.
Okay.
Click one of them, one of the links in here. Yes, and in here go to the first tab, the style tab.
Mm-hmm.
And you see you've got states at the top, just before classes. Yes, in here. And in here you can well, we don't have active link in here.
So it's not a link, maybe. You need the settings link.
You just showed me that it's a
workflow. So maybe it's too complex. It's more complex.
Oh no. Okay, let's create it manually. So create add state in here and call it mobile. And in here, let's add a condition. So you can bind the condition here, and we want it to be on that state only if you are on mobile. So in browser, just below, you should be able to yes, breakpoint, perfect. So equal mobile, and we have the state condition. So now what we can do is in background, you can just select background, and in here let it transparent. So I guess white, like this. Yes, it's perfect.
White's okay. Yeah. Okay.
So on mobile it will always be right. And you can also, we need to add another one because I think you've got an over color too, right? But it should work. No, it will work because the overstate you already did you create an overstate? I don't remember.
No, I didn't. I don't have another state for that because I couldn't find something that says when it's clicked.
Yeah.
In a state, it just says how, there's no.
Okay. So now why it is gray? Because why is this one is gray?
Because the variable is set to let's see, what am I selected admin? Let me just change this. Okay, so if I select it, okay, sorry, I have a hover on here. That's something that's, oh yeah, so I want there to be a hover on desktop when I go like this. That's working fine. Okay. I know it's this weird mobile menu that I'm doing that's causing the problem, but
well, this is interesting.
I'm thinking it would be easier to have two separate menus, no? Like one for mobile and one for desktop.
I could, but I'm trying to use a multi-page section so that I can load this. And it's a legit question that you have here. I've been playing around this for days, trying to figure out what the right way to do this is. I had at the beginning, I only had, and the reason, by the way, I'm using and sorry, I'm taking up everybody's time here. The reason that I used this sidebar menu here is because I know there's no page animations in WeWeb. And what I want is on mobile, I want this. I want to, I want this appearance of.
We are almost there. I think we just need to create another state for desktop. So could you Could you select the link again where we created the mobile state?
Oh yeah, sure. This one, and it was here.
So we've got mobile. Oh, it was not that one because
We don't have mobile. Where did that go?
Yeah.
No, when I went to go and change the color of it to white, I lost the binding box, or I lost the new state.
You did that in another page. Maybe it's not the same section.
Wasn't saved. But I'll go and repeat what you did. So I created. Oops.
You can create.
No,
Well, let's create a desktop one this time. So you can create state, and instead of desktop, let's call it background highlighted or something like this. You want to know that this is the state where you highlight the background. Gray, something like that. It's okay. And let's put the condition in here. It says here. So in here, you want the background to be gray when you are on the breakpoint desktop and with your condition you had before. So when the data is equal to your selected admin.
So you can do if condition 1 and condition 2.
Yes. So and yes, and it's the
ampersand. Yeah,
yes.
ampersand. Or this, yeah, that works.
Oh, you can do ampersand in there for short form?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Okay. Default browser equals default and the variable, which was the sidebar. Oh no, different one.
A selected admin.
Selected so no.
No, selected.
No, you know what? Sorry, I think it's in here. Selected admin. Yes, this is right. Selected admin equals
league
info has to be in quotes. Is this what you're thinking? So breakpoint equals default and
exactly. And now you can add the gray background you need. So in the background color
over here.
Yeah, in here
on the side panel. Okay.
Yes, you can remove your logic in here and just add just here. Click here, and you can just
Unbind
keep
this.
Yeah, keep the color. I think it's neutral 100. And so your link will be in that state only when the condition is true. So this should work.
Okay, so
that's right.
We go to desktop. It's true.
It's true. And now on mobile, you need to remove your logic. So unbind your
I see. Okay.
And so you just have over, and this should work.
Ah, yes. Okay, so I go here, and I'm not worried about the hover on this one because there's no hover on mobile if they're on a mobile device. And they come back here, it's not showing. Okay, good. And then I have to just I have another the icon changed as well. So I'll need to figure out how to do that too.
Yeah,
okay.
well, let's do this right now. It's with states too. It's a nice use case.
Maybe you can get to the questions, Flo. No.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm sorry
because it's the same logic. Yeah, sorry.
Yep.
Not
Great.
Exactly.
No, it's good. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. If you click on the icon, you will see that you have the state of the parent. If you toggle expose state to parents, to children, sorry, you will find the option. Yeah, you don't have it here. Just select the container. This is something I wanted you to see.
Yeah.
The
container.
The container of your link. Yes, this one. Yes, this one.
Where we create
it. Yes, in here. Can you go to the state? Just select the state we created. Yes, yes, this one. And you see in here you got apply to children. And when you do that, you can find the states in the
Yeah.
icon. If you select the icon.
I send the states doc in the chat, by the way.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I know I'm taking too much time.
No,
You
no,
find
no
the
worries.
state of the parent and you can style it
Yeah.
depending on the parent state.
Okay.
This
Thank you,
has
guys.
to style your design. You're welcome.
No worries. Sorry, because I will try to get the last question because they seems to be a bit faster. So, hi, I'm using Xano and WeWeb. I'm also using Jotform to generate a PDF. I'd like to send those PDFs into WeWeb through WeWeb. You mean Xano, maybe? Can you help? So I don't know Jotform. If you want a Jotform integration in WeWeb, I suggest creating a ticket on feedback.weweb.io. Otherwise, I would check how to do this using either Xano, if you can connect to the API. Otherwise, on WeWeb, if they have an API, you can also use the REST API. But to be honest, I don't know the tool. And if you want a plugin, you can ask us for a new plugin. Alexander is asking, could you show how to interact with the show scroll position inside advanced features? I couldn't find where the scroll position is tracked.
Not, but we are going to release the documentation on this.
The doc will come. Yeah, because it's still a beta feature, but it will be released and then we'll do the docs for sure. Yeah, sorry.
And I can share my screen. Maybe.
So it's not email feedback, it's feedback.weweb.io fx. Let me send it to you. It's in the question mark icon on the bottom right of your screen. So if you want to report a bug or a feature, feel free to use this. No worries. And Momo Agency is asking, hello, could you explain please, if you can today, how to refresh a form after submitting it? Fetching a collection is not working in my case. So we have a video on this, but just to tell you, you've got an action in your workflow which can reset an input. And if you reset an input, it will be reset to an empty input. So basically what you want to do is in your form submit workflow, you want to reset all the inputs that are in the current form. And yeah, that should be it. Sorry, I kind of rushed the last questions because we'll have to go. So it was a bit long too. Many questions today. Hopefully it will be better next time. And Flo, yeah, sorry, you had something to add?
Yes. One last thing is for the history back, to go to a previous page. So let me just share my screen. Okay. I don't know why Zoom is doing this.
In the meantime, what I can say is that we are like writing every question you add during office hours, and we are creating video tutorials from them, so you can find them on YouTube. And when we can't answer right away, it's really complex, Flo will answer them on the community.
Okay, so can you see my screen? I can quickly show.
Yeah.
Maybe I can zoom a bit. Okay, so in here, I've got a page, and this section is coming from the dashboard templates. The header is the same on the other page here. Just the name is bound to the name of the page. So this is why the text changes here. And what I did is that, let me go back to home, for example. I added a workflow on it in here. If I click on it, I can do history.back and just this line in JavaScript. And so now if I go to location, for example, and I click on it, it goes back to home. So for the use case where you didn't know where the user came from, you can do that, and it will goes back to the page.
But I think it was a bit more complex because it's a multi-step form, so you still need to keep in memory the previous answers to have them like pre-filled. And yeah,
to an object, yes.
Yeah. So, but you can keep it in a variable and save it in local storage. Yeah. Hopefully we're good for today. So thank you, everybody. We were a bit late. Sorry, we kind of rushed the end because we have to go with Florian. Hopefully we'll see each other next week for the next office hours. In the meantime, feel free to ask also in the community on community.weweb.io because we have many users that are also answering questions and that are really good at using WeWeb. so they can even answer like really complex questions. So thanks, they're really cool to do this, and they're really proficient in WeWeb. And if it's a feedback ID, like if you want to add a feature in the product or report a bug, feel free to use feedback.weweb.io or support.weweb.io. Again, it's in the question mark icon on the top, on the bottom right of your screen. And in the meantime, we'll see each other next week for the office hour. See you, everybody. Have a nice week. Bye.